Guys, what's up? Welcome back to my second episode of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Here we are loading up. A few tips and tricks in the top corner. I'll get into these later though. So here we are back in the Great Plateau. So let's keep this thing going here. First off, first thing I always like to do is go ahead and collect these Hylian shrooms. So common mushroom found near trees around Hyrule. These are going to be a little bit better later in the game. We'll get into how that worked. You can actually check out something I did here real quick. Go ahead and walk up to this, press X. New feature again here, climbing. Pretty cool stuff. So let's go ahead here and make our way down the path. More shrooms. And another tree branch, and we know the rule with that. Ignore all tree branches. So let's go ahead and head down this path here. Get things going. Old man, what's up, man? Haven't seen you since, I don't know, last episode. Here we got a baked apple. Direct heat has softened and sweetened this apple. I beg your pardon? I do believe that this is my baked apple. You can't just go about taking whatever you please. Oh, forgive me. I cannot resist pulling your leg. Please help yourself. An apple and an open flame make for a succulent treat. It is a bit strange to see another soul in these parts. Who are you? Whoever gets that reference. Me? I'll spare you my life story. I'm just an old fool who has lived here, alone for quite some time now. What brings a bright-eyed young man like you to a place like this? Where are we? Answering a question with a question. That is fair enough. As I cannot imagine our meeting to be a simple coincidence, I shall tell you. This is the Great Plateau. According to legend, this is the birthplace of the entire kingdom of Hyrule. That temple there. Long ago, it was the site of many sacred ceremonies. Ever since the decline of the kingdom 100 years ago, it has sat abandoned, in a state of decay. Yet another forgotten entity, a mere ghost of its former self. So, got a temple over there. Old and abandoned. Here's a new item here. Let's go ahead and pick this up. The Woodcutter's Axe. A woodcutter's tool of choice for felling trees. Its formidable weight and uneven balancing make it a slow, inefficient weapon. Go ahead and auto-equip that for us. Now, this is going to be our first introduction here to a two-handed weapon. So the cool thing about these guys is they're slower than a normal one-handed weapon, like the tree branch that we saw earlier. However, they normally deal more damage. Let's go do a 1-2 hit here and fell that tree. Apple. Common fruit found on trees all around Hyrule. Eat it fresh or cook it to increase its effect. Get into cooking a little bit later. That is a cool feature in this game as well. Also got something else here. An acorn. Often found on the ground near trees. Squirrels adore this nut, so you may have a competition while foraging. Add one to a meal for a nutty seasoning. Guess we're going to be fighting off squirrels while trying to get these things. God, one's about to jump on us right now. Let's go ahead and break this here. First new item. Wood. A portable bundle of wood. You can use this to make a campfire if you have something to light it. By the way, guys, striking things. Let's get into this real quick. Sorry, didn't mention it a bit earlier here. So, simple striking things. We'll get into the basic. Ooh.
Head for the point marked on the map in your Sheikah slate.
So there we go, guys, opening up this here. You can see the Shrine of Resurrection is where we came from, opening up our map here. It says follow the Sheikah slate. Anyway, back to what I was talking about here. Let's keep it moving. Here we go. First introduction here to combat. And I'm going to look at him apparently. There he is. Whatever that is over there, we'll go ahead and check it out. Here we go. First introductions to combat. Go ahead and lock on by pressing the ZR button. Here we go. Ah, backflip. So I'll go ahead and get into what I'm doing here, but my process is going to be dodging and attacking. And I'll tell you guys how to dodge in a minute. Going to go ahead and do a frontward slash here, which we'll get into. Missed that. Got ahead and slashed him out of the air. Let's keep moving. He's going to come and try to get it. I'm going to block his path. Here we go. Bokoblin Horn there. And a Bokoblin Fang. So these are two items that are going to be dropped by most monsters in the game. Or Bokoblins to be exact. Most enemies in the game will drop items of some sort. There's a switch weapon thing. But anyway, most enemies will go ahead and drop those items whenever they're available. Let's go ahead and keep on moving here. Got some more Bokoblins down there. Oh, and you can see the first look there. If you went ahead and saw that. Let's go ahead and fight this guy. Now that's going to be our first look at Choo-Choos. We can go ahead and pick up their jelly here. Another thing there. Enemies will drop items. But let's go ahead and keep moving. You can see there something that had just happened was I was actually walking by not paying attention. And I don't know if anyone noticed, but a lizard actually popped out and started running away. Now a cool thing in this game is certain creatures will be found down here. So for me, I normally like to do this crouching. So we're going to go ahead and press in the left stick there to crouch. Now you can go ahead and move around here by crouching, and any items like that, any lizards walking around, you can jump on those guys and grab them for parts. Those can be used later for elixirs, which we'll get into. So go ahead and let's keep on moving here. I'm actually going to head to my menu and equip this stick. I know I said I said not to use them, but in this situation we can chuck it at his face. So here we go. Chuck it at his face. You guys are going to see what that is, and no weapon. That's interesting. Let's go ahead and equip this woodcutter's axe back. And you can see that took a decent chunk out of him. And you guys in the top left probably saw what that crit was, and he's going to strike us for some damage there. This is what he was talking about it being slow. Yeah, that's what that is. Anyway, go ahead and pick up a Boko Club dropped by a Bokoblin. And another one of those fangs and horns. So anyway, got beat up by a couple Bokoblins, but made it through. Let's go ahead and head up these stairs. One more. Oh, and he saw me. Let's go ahead and head to the menu real quick. I'm going to go ahead and equip that Boko Club. You can see these 3 and 4 markings are actually the damage output. So the Woodcutter's Axe is going to be doing 3 damage per hit. The Boko Club 4 damage per hit. Now the Boko Club is actually a one-handed weapon, so you can see it strikes much faster. In a strike of just 4, we can kill a mob. Let's go ahead and pick up the Bokoblin Horn and another Boko Club. Here we go. Got our first overworld chest here. Let's go ahead and check it out. Hylian trousers. Traditionally dressed trousers of Hyrule. The plush fabric makes these trousers quite comfortable, and their high durability makes them ideal for travelers. So, anybody who recognizes this look, old-time fans, I'm liking it. Let's get going. You can see we're just walking into these ruins. I see a boulder on the top of a cliff, so yeah. Let's make some mischief. Oh! Oh! Oh my gosh. Bro went like 20 feet. Oh, do we got a second one? Oh, he sat back. That was not... Okay. This is chaos. Oh, it missed him. He is terrified right now. Let's go ahead and jump down. Oh, don't take my choo-choo, man. Oh, he sees me. There we go. Another 2 bokoblins dropped. And now it's going to actually give us the tutorial for throwing weapons, but we saw that last episode when I chucked a branch off a cliff. Yeah, I feel bad for that bokoblin down there that I just chucked a boulder at. So actually you can check in the top left corner here. I'm actually taking a decent bit of damage. You can see, let's actually check this out. This red blinking here means that the durability of this Boko Club is almost broken. So when these typically have low durabilities, I like to use them as just a throwing weapon, honestly, because most weapons will break after one throw. But when they're weak like this, you can just chuck them, get rid of that, and not really lose too much. Moving on here, so you can see I am kind of weakened a little bit from taking on these couple fights, so I'm actually going to eat a couple of these Hylian shrooms. Now, this is actually really inefficient right now, but later on it'll actually be pretty useful after a certain mechanic comes in, which we'll check out in a little bit. So let's keep on rolling here. See a lot of bokoblins. Got an enemy camp over there. We can check that out in a minute. Do a bit of scouting here. Wherever that is. Looks like we got a guy with a sword and shield and 2 bows down there. Interesting. You can check that out in a bit. Whoop. Whoop. Got something? Choo-choos. Let's go ahead and take this guy on. Here we go. So this is going to be the mechanic again. So lock on. Target this choo-choo here. Chuck the choo-choo. There we go. Got some choo-choo jelly. There we go, guys. I think we're about at a good stopping point. Let's go ahead and wrap this one up. Next time on The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, we're going to take on this camp of bokoblins. See you guys then.